All right, welcome to an episode of What Do You Collect, New York Style. Here we go, guys. We're going to be talking some old New York stories, some sports memorabilia, some collectibles with the old neighborhood. Tune in. What do you collect? Intentionally unintelligent podcast here. James and Chris. We got BigSlabDaddy, Jayden. How we all doing? How you doing, everyone?
How you doing?
Hey, we're doing good. Huh? We're talking. We were just talking a little bit before we introduced ourselves here about the spaghetti. We got the pasta. We got some red stuff that goes on top. James, Chris, what do we call that stuff on top?
My co-host here has a problem, and he calls it gravy. Gravy you put on mashed potatoes and roast beef.
True.
And there's no word in the Italian dictionary for gravy. So therefore, it's an American thing.
There's no word for James either in Italian, but I'm.
Hey, listen, Jayden, what do we call it over there in the household? Sauce
Thank
too.
you.
All right.
Jayden's wrong too. That's nice. In my household, Sunday dinner was very different than normal macaroni or spaghetti during the week. So on Sundays we do braciole, we do spare ribs, we do pepperoni, we make the meatballs, all kinds of stuff. So the added meat and everything else made it in my family gravy, because if you look at the term gravy, it's any sauce made with meat. So that's how they got to that.
All right. I just want to break it down a little further now. The background here. We got Sicilian background, Napolitan, any of this. Does that
half? I know normally they don't get along. I know usually the Sicilian women want to kill the Napolitan men, but my grandparents were half and half. So I guess I'm a quarter and a quarter at this point after it got watered down.
All right. Because sometimes you don't know. Maybe that's where the words and the terminologies come from one side or the other. I mean, look, I'm half and half myself. I got a little calabrese in there, a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? The hot head, calabrese, whatever it is. But regardless, we all know what it tastes like, right? We all know our favorite places to go to. We all know. All right, I'm in the mood for Italian food. Jayden, where you going for Italian food in Brooklyn over there?
Vecchio's, Campagna, can't go wrong.
Nice.
Hey, did you go to New Utrecht High School?
No, I didn't. I went to Farrell.
I know you from the neighborhood. You look oddly familiar, bro.
You collect all the yearbooks. Maybe you remember him from. Wait.
I was a Severian guy, Jade. Another reason why we're.
Oh, Severian. No way. Get out of here. I got a Severian guy over here too. So look at this.
Oh, nice.
Look at this. We all we both like wearing uniform, I guess. You know, it was great. I didn't have to think of nothing. You put on the tie, you put on the old pants. That's it. You go to school like a schlep every day wearing the same thing.
It's nice. The going to Severian was awesome. I just had like 4 or 5 ties in my locker that I just go home and my button down unbuttoned. I'd get to school, take it out of the locker and put it on, and that was
still wears it.
Look at this guy. Listen, I don't know what generation of high school you guys been in, but when we had to wear those uniforms in the wintertime, I tell you, it was hot as hell in that classroom. So here's a little tip that my class used to do. You let me know if you did the same. We used to wear the sweater, and then underneath it was just like a dickie, they call it. It was just like the collared shirt, but the rest of it was cut off, and we had to dye. That way we weren't dying. We were wearing
by the time I went to Severian, the summertime was just polo shirts, and in the winter we were allowed to wear collared shirts, button downs with the ties, but no more blazer or anything like that when I went.
All right. This is
jersey and shorts.
He went to New York.
Nice. All right. Yeah, we had to get crafty. We were like, we're dropping dead over here. We cut red shirts in half, and then we put a tie, and then we put a sweater over it, just so we could stay a little
smart, man. I gotta tell you.
Hey, listen, we were ahead of our time back then. Look how far it got us. Listen, man.
Now they just have tuxedo shirts. You could have been multimillionaires.
Look at this. Yeah, look at this. That's true. They put the old tuxedo right on the shirt nowadays. Nowadays, everybody works from home. Nobody wears nothing except for matching pajamas, maybe. I mean, that's as far as they go. Look, I got the matching top and bottom, honey. They're all working from home. Everybody look like they're ready to go to bed. I mean, I
love seeing those blooper clips where you see like a guy on a job interview and he's got a nice suit and he forgets to shut his camera off and he stands up and he's in his boxes.
Exactly. That's it. Nobody, they don't got to try no more. Generations here. It's just between all of us. I'm sure we're going to talk old New York. We're going to talk collectibles. We're going to talk exactly, what we remember of sports as a kid. What drew us to being collectors or just buying certain things. Even if it's like you're buying a jersey, you're like, why did I buy this? Why did I buy these sneakers? Is it because of a certain basketball player? Jayden, you got any early memories of what got you into buying something sports related?
Me, from the start, I was always diehard Kobe, Lakers, everything. So always when I strapped up to play ball, I was in my Kobe shoes. I only wore those. My Kobe jersey, I got all of them. Actually going from like a size small to medium to large. You see the whole evolution of it.
That's nuts.
Kobe got me into collecting, and he got me into like basketball, me playing. So I always represented Kobe shoes, Kobe jersey.
Oh wow. And you always lived in New York, or is that so you were always a Kobe fan from the Lakers? You just totally ditched the Knicks and
I skipped over the Knicks. I don't know why.
Wow.
First game I watched was Kobe, and it was that's it. The fade away and everything. I would always try to do it. Coaches yelling at me like, "Stop fading away. There's no need." I'm gonna do it anyway.
Dude, you're already a basketball fan, and you're already seen championships. Here we are. If you like the Knicks like myself, another decade goes on in my life, and I still haven't seen a championship title.
I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't do it another year, bro. I can't do it. It's gonna stop.
Do it.
If you guys don't do it this year with the path you've got, it's the easiest path there is. So if you don't get there this year, there's a problem. I mean, you got Halliburton's out, you're gonna have Tatum out. So if you don't get there this year, then might as well just sell the team.
Chris, who you following? As far as I can tell, you're a Knicks fan, right? This is it your whole life, or what?
I'm a diehard Knicks fan. My father used to work for Wall Street in the early 2000s when I was a kid, and then he used to get box seats. So that was around the time, where I was of age where I could actually start recognizing the sport a little bit better and actually know what's going on. That's when they had David Lee, Channing Frye, Al Harrington, Eddie Curry, Stephon Marbury. That was my generation. So the Knicks haven't been good my entire life. We had a couple of good years with Carmelo, and now we're better than anybody.
I know Marbury was great years. I mean, as far as being from Brooklyn, it was like, oh, look at this, we got a Brooklyn guy on the team over here.
In high school.
Yeah, that's it. Not far away. Not right. Right in the neighborhood of South Brooklyn. Seeing them play for the Knicks, those were some fun years. I don't
think people really understand what kind of disadvantage athletes have growing up on the East Coast, especially in the Northeast. You can only play certain sports a couple of months out of the year. It's a different world. You're going against these Midwest guys down south and out west. They're playing their sport 12 months out of the year. It's a different world. It's hard to compete with that stuff when you're going to college and then you're talking about getting drafted. It's just a different kind of exposure. Absolutely.
It's kind of like you're only playing in gyms over here in the wintertime. It's like, how do you play? How do you practice ball? It's like, and then where do you even get a gym? I mean, it's a lot of times they're chasing you out of every place.
That's why Jersey has bowlers. Jersey has bowlers because the gyms are open over there, in the city. Yeah.
Really. Dyker Park in the wintertime, man. That's it. If you're carrying a ball, it's self-defense.
You get Old English on the corner, and then you go play basketball at the park.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you get a pack of Newports, and it keeps you warm, too.
Yeah. We're gonna try this one out. Maybe we'll do a live episode one day. We'll all grab an Old English and get out to the park. We'll see how our equipment does out there. It'll be a good time. But no, it's true. I mean, just learning to play ball, on the East Coast is tough. But the Knicks during those years, I remember a little further back from the Ewing and John Starks days, just as far as going up against the Indiana Pacers all the time in the playoffs, the Rockets. It was like the same two teams kept crushing them. It was like time after time. The Knicks were just, fall subject to Reggie Miller and Hakeem Olajuwon just crushing them right before they were able to take that next step, But I mean, today, nowadays, what do we feel? What are we feeling of the current situation?
This is the season, honestly, for the Knicks. I don't see no competition there for the East side. When they get to the end of the West, that's when the real comp hits. But right now, this is their season. They have no reason not to win. They put together a great team. Miles, these guys off the bench, this is their time right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that bench is ridiculous, and right now they're looking at another 15th man, or I think it's 14th because they got to sign a rookie on a rookie extension to fit under that second apron. But they're looking at Malik Beasley, Ben Simmons. I don't want on anywhere near the Knicks, but who else are looking at?
They said Russell Westbrook. I
don't want him either. Landry Shamet. I mean, you just get one more sharpshooter. There's absolutely no reason for it, and the main reason why the Knicks lost Indiana is because they didn't have a primary backup ball handler.
It's true. Yeah, that's.
Bring back Dante DiVincenzo back.
So I was saying Dante DiVincenzo, I mean, was just a huge part of, the Knicks the year before. All his clutch shots in the postseason. He just really won the fans over. So losing him last year, I feel like it was like the first thing you thought of. When the Knicks, you see them struggling, you're like,
I was at that game. I was at the game against Philadelphia.
Oh, no, really?
When he hit both those threes. So actually, previous to that game, which like kind of made me start this podcast, is I went on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, not on the podcast, but I did like an event for them for Carmelo and that whole crew. Common was there, Cayenne Anthony, his son. So I watched what they did, and then I was like, I want to start a podcast. I'm like, I'm no Carmelo Anthony, but I could be something. And
that's awesome, dude. That's great. Listeners, look at that. The Knicks influencing us being here right now. They made fate happen over here. I'll
show you guys a picture of Melo and me standing next to Melo. You want to see what a real man looks like? You can look at Carmelo, and then you see me, my 5'10".
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, Melo had some great years playing in New York at the time. It's just he was. Before you had Brunson come along, I think the last jersey you saw, like, people would still buy. I mean, they're still buying now is Carmelo's jersey. It's just like one of those iconic Knicks. Jayden, what do you feel your iconic Knicks as far as over at BigSlabDaddy and the shop there selling collectibles? What are some of your biggest items and some of the things that someone comes in and they're really after?
More or less like looking after, or that I do have. There's
I get. You know what? Let's go ball. Let's see what's the general interest in New York. Like, what's the first thing that they
most want is Brunson. I hear about Brunson every day. Call anything Brunson, rookie card, rookie autograph. Everybody wants Brunson. Like, that's like the go-to. I can't keep it. It's in and out, but some pretty cool stuff that I own. I got the Pat Ewing with the arms out. I got him to sign that, and it's a jumbo photo, like a 32 by 24. So I got that right when you walk through on my wall.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
That's hands down one of the nicest pieces I have. I think for Knicks wise, that's definitely got to be the cream of the crop right there.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, that's one of the nicest pieces. But yeah, Brunson is like the guy that everybody wants. Everybody wants Brunson left and right, man.
That's all. And as far as out of New York, out of basketball, what's your next? What you would say, big item that people are looking for? If it's not Brunson on the Knicks, what are they coming in and shopping for?
So a year ago, I'd say Giannis. Now it's Stephen Curry. It's all.
Wow.
Yeah. Especially when I go to shows, it's expanding outside of Brooklyn, outside of like the store, that location. It's like I was just came from California. Obviously, they play out there, but all Curry. I went to Nationals, all Curry, and his market is taking the biggest rise right now. Him and Kobe's market, all that kind of stuff. Jordans, LeBrons. In the collectible market, that stuff is getting more rare. So that market's been insane. Like, the market's just been ticking up in general. So
if you had to take a guess to grab someone before it becomes more popular, who would it be? Who would you invest in?
You're talking about a young team with the highest potential. Franz Wagner on that team. His brother Mortz is also a bowler. Suggs. I'm taking Montero. Yeah. That's got a lot of potential right there.
Yeah, Orlando Magic is a good young team. I mean, they keep getting closer and closer. I feel like every year they dial it in a little bit, and as they grow, it's just they're competitive. You can see the heart in that team, which is a big piece of. I think that'll toughen you up through the playoffs as far as if you keep getting there, and then you gotta, if you fail, you just like, all right, this time we're going back to the drawing board and we're gonna do it again. And with the Magic, you could see they're taking those steps. They're not just reverting or going backwards. It's like sometimes you see teams that they make it to the World Series, they're like the Yankees, and then that's it. The next season, it's like, guys, like, what happened? We looked better last year than
it's not easy, man. It's not easy to get back to the top. I mean, you're playing against professional athletes every year. Everyone thinks that just because you make the playoffs one year, you're automatically locked in. It's that's just like our fandom. Like, we look at everything on paper, but if you play the sport or anything like that, it's injuries. You got a ball that bounces in half an inch one way as opposed to another way. That's a loss. It's just playing sports and getting back to the peak of everything it's so hard.
Of course, you have both sides off. You have Dodgers and Yanks both looking like mid teams. Like, it's just crazy how it goes.
Yeah, and even the Yanks, I mean, they're starting the season and you have no Garrett Cole, you lose your ace pitcher, so it's a lot of, every 5 days when you're leaning on somebody to get you that win, your whole season could change just off of one guy. It's kind of tough, but baseball, it goes by the pitcher. It's not like every other sport out there. Football is a team sport, but, if you lose your quarterback, a lot of times there goes, that team. Not many successes. I mean, you had the Eagles do it, some time ago, that with, losing the starting quarterback, and then you got your backup. You got Nick Foles out there winning a Super Bowl. There's not many times in history you're going to have that.
Probably the Giants are probably the last one to do it, right? When Sims went down, you had Hostetler come in.
Yeah. Before the Eagles, your Giants, you got the Hostetler Super Bowl. I mean, that's definitely a memorable one. It's like and then being a Giants fan, I mean, you had a nice couple of runs against the Patriots. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad if those are only two teams you could beat in the last 20-something years of the Patriots. Those were some magical seasons. You guys, did you remember those wins you get? Did you go to the parades, or do you remember any stories?
I'm going to jump in real quick, only because I'm a San Francisco 49er fan.
Oh, look at this! Nice, look at this.
Yeah, so I remember Ted Ginn not playing in that playoff game, and then Kyle Williams fumbling the punt, which you guys kicked the game-winning field goal to go beat the Patriots. So that was like a little heartbreak. Yeah. So both times, like, you got in there, I feel like you knocked this like right out right before.
That's what you get for being a San Francisco 49ers fan. You know what I mean? And you can't spell elite without Eli. There we go. You guys are speaking more my language, and Russell Wilson's going to take us to the promised land.
For the Jets.
I went to both the parades. Amazing. And back in the day on 18th Avenue, when two things happened. When a New York team won the championship, Super Bowl, whatever, 18th Avenue go ballistic. Whenever Italy won the World Cup, 18th Avenue go ballistic. But I remember, I think this was the second one that they won. I was still in high school. And then I swear to God, in Utrecht High School, there was like 3 people there. Like, somebody sent us a picture. Everybody was at the Giants parade. And also, it should be like a national holiday for a city when like a team wins the championship. You know?
For sure. I agree. It's especially, it could be once in a lifetime. It could be
twice in a lifetime. It's just a shame there's not going to be another Tom Brady, because if there was, then the Giants would probably win again. But there's not.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, it's great that the Giants, obviously, like we said, pull those Super Bowl wins. I remember I went to the parades. It was just a great time. I mean, as far as one of the last memories I have of one being was 2012, I think, was the last time that they won that Super Bowl, and it's been pretty dry around here since then. I mean, we've been having quite a spell on New York. I don't know.
What do you think would happen if the Knicks won the championship? What would happen in like the 5 boroughs?
They would burn down.
It would be trash.
Yeah. Jayden, tell us what happened to your shop? What happened to your shop if you were?
Oh my God, they're going nuts. My shop will be torn. I was actually at just for the win against Celtics. There was a guy on top of like a jumbotron, billboard, sitting there, and I'm looking up like this. Imagine like just finals. Like this is not even. We're not even there yet.
Best fans in the world.
Yeah, it's the end of the world. The whole city's burning down. Cops weren't even allowed to go down that street. Forget about it. You're gone.
But you know what I laugh at, and this is what I laugh at. So like you bring that up and everything else, and those people that do this stuff, I find it hysterical. They're a little off center. I mean, this guy's hundreds of feet up in the air, just sitting up there. But honestly, like there was like no damage done to any like storefronts. Like we do like a lot of dumb stuff. We go crazy, but we're not really destructive.
Yeah, they destroy their body.
You see other cities, and they like burn their whole city down. And I'm just looking at them like, you got to go to work tomorrow. Like you have to
just don't wear a Halliburton jersey to MSG. If you wear a Halliburton jersey to MSG, you have a problem. Yeah. And honestly, like I'm just gonna get into 2 seconds. I'm gonna move on. There's no reason for you to go to Madison Square Garden during a Knicks playoff game to all the fans around the world. If you end up seeing this podcast, I hope you do. And then wearing another team's jersey and expecting nothing bad to happen.
Yeah,
it's a stupid thing.
I wouldn't do it, man. I'm telling you. If I went to Boston, the last thing I'm gonna do is go wearing my, Aaron Judge jersey.
I do it. I have to.
Oddly, it's different. New York could go invade everywhere, but no one could come to New York and invade. You guys get away with it. Like the Knicks fans.
No, it's not even just that. It's like, so when I wear my Yankee stuff in Boston, if someone throws a beer at me, I understand why. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I don't know why it's happening.
We're fighting.
Yeah, like it's something's going to happen. But like, I don't have any respect for the people that come here and do it and then want to pretend like they don't understand why it's going down.
Yeah,
that's true.
Story with that one Pacers fan that they completely attacked him.
They hit him with a parking cone.
Yeah, he was done. Garbage thrown at him.
And not for nothing. What do you do? The ticket is 3 times the price in New York. If you're an Indiana fan, why don't you just go to Indiana and watch the game?
They want to come here and sightsee, and they don't understand that there's still natives here that are going to throw parking cones at you.
But this is one thing you got to understand: is New York fans are not normal. You go to Boston, these guys are normal. They're normal guys. That's not normal.
New York fans. You believe it or not, Philly fans. Philly fans are crazy too.
Philly fans I agree with.
Yeah, they got.
I'll tell you one thing that bothers me even more than that. We were talking about it one time. I was at a Yankee Seattle Mariner game at Yankee Stadium, and you see people wearing their Seattle jerseys, see a couple Ken Griffey jerseys, whatever, fine. I saw a guy walking around with an Atlanta Braves jersey on, and I was like, "They're not playing Atlanta. You're not like. Why are you wearing that jersey? Like I've been to Chicago, I've been to a whole bunch of stadiums. If they're not playing the Yankees, I just go in normal clothes and watch a game. That's fine." But you're wearing an Atlanta Braves jersey to a Yankee game in Yankee Stadium while they're playing in Seattle, and then when people, like you said, when people throw beer at you, you play the little violin, like you don't understand what's going on. But it's there are consequences to actions.
I remember back in the day. I was in the 90s Yankee Stadium. I mean, I remember like seeing the beers poured down from like the upper level right down onto the opposing team's like fans that were down there. I mean, like back then
when they allowed real fans inside the stadium when it wasn't too pricey.
Yeah, but listen, before like social media was a thing, and going to a stadium, it was just like there were fights all over the place. And if it was like a local rivalry game, I mean, now it's like there's crowds and then there's phones and it turns into a media event. So things I feel like a little different. But back in the day, it was just like a free for all.
Not only just that, man. Like these stadiums now have so many cameras, and like they don't allow you to just cash. Yeah. So if you do something stupid, they'll literally track you the entire time, wait for you to swipe your card somewhere.
It's true. You can't even get a cap on your water bottle no more. On everything.
If I'm paying all that money to be in Madison Square Garden, I should be allowed to do those things.
Yeah, listen,
that's also very true.
And the crazier thing is, you get closer to the actual field or court, the quieter the crowd gets. It's like it's all like people want to post a picture now. It's the fans aren't in the arena.
It's company boxes now. It's not real fanatics. So the real fanatics are in the nosebleeds or the bleacher creatures and stuff like that at Yankee Stadium. That's where you get the real experience.
It's true.
Yeah. No, it's true. I was just talking about Yankee Stadium with Joe Hollywood. He was telling us about going over to the Bronx, Little Italy area there, Arthur Avenue. You guys have been up around there at all? You've
yeah.
Little
Italy is getting littler and littler as we get to speak.
Yeah, mini Italy. We should just call it mini.
Yeah, right.
You ever see Zoolander where he goes, "What is this? A center for ants?"
Yeah. It's getting smaller as we speak.
What are some of your favorite places as far as if you're going to a game, you're going out after a game? You guys got any spots?
Me, it's Billy's, man. Billy's is heaven on earth, man. Especially after a Yankee win, there's nothing like it. You're surrounded by 1,000 people that are all chanting the same stuff. Everyone's in a good mood.
Yeah,
Billy's is the best place I've ever been to before and after a game.
So there's a bar across from Madison Square Garden as a green awning. I have to get the name you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You'd be seeing like Allen Houston be there, Latrell
Sprewell. So I actually seen Patrick Ewing in the place before a game hanging out, and I seen J.R. Smith. So it's like a Billy's for Knicks fans.
Oh, yeah, it's legit Knicks like home.
But it's so much love. It's so much love. Like when you go to Yankee Stadium, there's a lot of love there. People are giving each other high fives, but not like the Knicks. Like when we beat Philadelphia, I was literally hugging people, and people were like tearing on me. That's how much pain Knicks fans have. So much pain and suffering.
It's true. And then Jayden, talking about a little bit of the Knicks, you want to just let us know about what you got coming up at the shop?
We just had Cameron Payne walk through the door.
Oh, nice.
We had
This
campaign
is awesome.
which was awesome. We want to rip some boxes, pull his auto. It was kind of fun. So he signed a picture. He wrote everything. Previously, we had Miles.
And this is great. This is cool stuff. Look at this. Right in the neighborhood, right in Brooklyn. We got these Knicks hanging out. Kid making this happen over here. This is awesome.
I get in contact with them, and it's just been from there. Like, it's been great. Like having these players like hands-on, getting the little inside stories in the locker rooms. It's great actually.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Oh, awesome. Any interactions that you guys remember as far as running into a sports player? Any stories? Any things that you remembered your whole,
My main one was when I went to Melo's podcast, but like after they filmed, we were just chopping it up. So like we were just talking at the table about Melo's experience with the Knicks. And for me, those people are like, there's not many things I'm a giant fan of in this life, but the Knicks are like my thing, like that's my main thing. I go crazy about it. People in like my building have to scream and yell at my apartment door because I'm screaming too loud when the Knicks playing. So having Melo, and I kept it cool. I was being a cool guy, but in like the back of my head, I'm like, this is Carmelo Anthony. And he was at the table talking about like his experience with like Phil Jackson and, how he got traded and the team he had around him, just straight up chopping it up, about the Knicks stuff. And I was able to relate to him because I followed the entire thing. But you get more of like how these guys feel about these situations on a personal level, which is better because people are humans and we look at them like they're, I wouldn't say items, but we look at them like they're superheroes, but they're just at the end of the day regular people that are super gifted. So it's nice to hear that from the other side,
That's that's great. And then is that what you collected as a kid? You guys remember any like card stores or buying jerseys or sneakers? Who was your?
So I actually just like a lot of kids from our area do the basketball jerseys. I have every single one of Carmelo's. I have a ton of Knicks throwback jerseys: Danilo Gallinari, Patrick Ewing, Latrell Sprewell, John Starks. Nate Robinson I was a big fan of Nate Robinson. I have a Dave DeBusschere. I have Frazier. I have I have all that stuff. Yeah, those are my guys. I don't. Aside from that, growing up as a kid, baseball cards, football cards. I still have them in boxes in my apartment. I never looked into it. I probably should. Maybe some good stuff.
Hey, listen, you got Jayden in the neighborhood over here. Just bring him on down and let you know what you got.
Yeah. For me, I met Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter. There was a suit place like 2 blocks away from my house called the Garage on Stowell Avenue, and
good stuff.
Yeah, and Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter were there shopping, and like everyone from the neighborhood found out about it.
Oh my God!
By the time like they were coming out of the store, there had to be a couple hundred kids and stuff like that just hanging out. My father actually used to be a personal chauffeur for us. Bankers Trust had the rights to like Yankee stuff and things like that. So my father actually had Buck Showalter in his car the night they traded for Ricky Henderson. My father called me with Buck in the car, and he was like, "Hey, someone's got to tell you something." He was like, "I can't say who it is, but make sure you're paying attention to the 11 o'clock news." And like 11 o'clock, they were like, "Yankees trade for Ricky Henderson." And I was like, I knew that 3 hours ago.
That's awesome. Wow, that was a huge trade. I mean, back then. I mean,
Ricky was something else.
Yeah, he was like a one of a kind as far as running the bases. What a great hitter he was. I mean, Ricky Henderson was just like a monster, during those years. And what'd you collect exactly? I know I could obviously see.
So for me, it wasn't really. I wasn't really a big basketball person growing up. I was more football. So I have a lot of Niner jerseys. I have Joe Montana jerseys. A couple of Jerry Rice. I have a Ricky Waters, a Merton Hanks jersey. I was a big Deion Sanders fanatic when he got traded to the Niners.
Oh yeah. What an athlete! I got
a whole bunch of Deion Sanders jerseys. I was pretty big with sneakers. I for some reason I liked the Penny Hardaways back in the day. The Penny Hardaway sneakers. I had them in multiple colors. Believe it or not, I don't even know if it's considered a collection thing now. I've gotten into colognes. I have like 110 bottles of colognes.
Oh, nice! Look at this. A different smell every day over here.
Yeah, different occasions, different settings.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, my older brother got me into. He's got a bigger collection than I do, but we have a bat that's signed by every living member that's part of the 3,000 Hit Club.
Oh, nice.
He started it way before I got involved, so he has a couple of people that passed away back. But we got like 20, I think it's like 24 signatures on it.
Oh, that's
pretty great. Yeah,
I have a crazy story too about a collector's item. My grandfather on my mother's side, I only met him once. Well, actually like 2-3 times. The second time I met him, I actually went down to his house. He was living in Tampa Bay, Florida. I went into this baseball memorabilia room. He was a collector.
No, nice.
Right when you walk into the room, on your left-hand side was a signed Joe DiMaggio baseball with the authenticity inside of it. So I was like, Grandpa, you know what I mean? Like, I barely knew the guy. I was like, I want that ball. You know, I want to get that. It was probably worth like $60,000, and we just like lost touch, and I just never got a hold of it, man. But that thing was probably worth ridiculous.
It sounds like a scene from the
girl, Baby Ruth. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's it. Oh man, that's great. No, that's true. I mean, there's some older collectibles and things like that. You always remember them. You know, that's what's something that growing up in New York, some of these icons you just always hear about. Even it depending, if you're a fan of the team or not. You know, it's like you still would collect something. Nolan Ryan being on the Mets. It's like it's just some Keith Hernandez on the Mets days. It's like just some great athletes and superstars that mean a lot to so many people.
They transcend the sport. You like them whether they're part of your team or not. Like I had a whole bunch of Barry Sanders stuff.
Yeah.
Just because Sanders was just
sure.
Human highlight reel.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as baseball goes, I don't own anything besides Yankee stuff.
Yeah. All right. I got you. And then Jayden, what do you think of coming up, like some of the younger stars today? What are you feeling some of the up and coming stars that you say are getting a lot of attention, and just what are you kind of hearing out there that say some big young stars that maybe people should maybe load up on now while they're still young?
This draft class is so weak for basketball, I would say, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going for now the older guys. They're going for the guys that made their presence, because put your money into one of these guys buying their cards, you never know where they're going to go. It's very few that you get your Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that blows up. It's very few times you get that, like Steph Curry out of nowhere shooting half-court shots, making them that don't do it their really rookie season. So if they're not doing it early, a lot of times it's not going all the way. I wouldn't recommend going younger guys. I recommend going for the guys that you like. I always say it, like, collect what you like, more or less. People try to like influence the market, try to guess the market. It's impossible to guess. You never know what anybody's going to do.
So let me ask you a question. So if you have obviously like Nikola Jokic, he was a later pick, and a Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was supposed to be a nobody. As a collector, the question for both of you guys, do you put those cards aside and like stash them, and then down the line it's like, oh, all right, this kid turned out to be a stud, a superstar, and then those cards suddenly collect value, or do you kind of just scrap them and forget about them?
Yeah, so if you pick up one of these cards, you got to pick up a card with value in the first place. So kind of go for a Giannis with a signature on that. Right now he's down, so now would be a good time to buy, because Giannis does something again, his market goes right back up to where it should be.
Yeah, like if he's
Jokic wins again, it's right there. His market's back up. So buy into one of those guys that is a little more stable. You're not going to lose on a Giannis card. You're not going to lose on a Jokic card as long as you get it at the right price. You will lose on a Reed Shepherd. You will lose on a Connectin if he doesn't make it out. You'll lose on a Stephen Castle. Even going back last year, Wembanyama cards hit like insane numbers. He comes down with like a small thing like that, and suddenly his market's tanking. Like 60% off of what it is. You buy a card for $1,000, now it's $600. You buy a bunch of those thinking you're investing, and you're down 40%. It's not too fun.
Yeah, makes sense. But after these guys retire, that market will probably end up going back up because it's more of a retro item now, and maybe they did have a solid career early on, and now it's more valuable in the future, because a ton of guys in the NBA kind of don't do as well towards the back end of their careers, but they did really well the first 10 years. So
it's hard right now to know, because right now it would be guessing, because the market boomed in 2020. So you really haven't seen like retired markets yet on these young players. Before 2020, like half the price. Kobe orders were about $150, $100, back in 2018. But in 2021, they were $2,000, $3,000. So the market jumped that big of a difference in that little bit of time. So you haven't really seen a retired market. My opinion, I think it will go up. I think some guys will go down. They got to be the top percentile for them to keep going up. So Steph Curry is going to be one of those guys that are going to keep going up, and I think people are realizing that that's what's shooting his market up at the moment.
Yeah. Now, I seen even the Steph Curry recently, they just came out with a super sticker set with the VeeFriends.
Yes.
It's crazy. This is, I mean, it's these aren't sports cards. These are, VeeFriends is a cool collectible, kind of like a Pokemon gaming, with Gary Vaynerchuk behind it. It's just great though. I've seen like he released this new set with Steph Curry. I think there are already some of these autos that are selling for way over 1,000 just as of these past couple weeks, because the set is just out now. So it's like half those packs are still loaded. So
we were lucky enough to get direct contact with that. So yeah, Gary V, actually, I went on a Zoom call with him, and he pretty much explained the whole product to me. And like, honestly, when he explained it to me, it sounded absolutely insane. Like the things he was saying, the work he's putting into it, to get Steph Curry as a signer on that is absolutely sick. Something that could actually rival Pokemon that is entertaining would be that product. And we sold out the same day. A couple hours of us having that product, 2 cases, and then a case to give out for free. We gave it a bunch of packs and everything. That product, like, insane numbers.
Wow. Yeah.
Thousands of dollars these things go for. And
I know some of these boxes. I mean, what would you say is like a recommendation? Is like some boxes, VeeFriends, obviously, because if you buy a box and sometimes just hold on to it, you could sell that box for double, triple. Like, what have you been seeing in the last couple of years as far as like just had some crazy markup?
I'm noticing these products, like just holding them are going insane. Like, we put them out there for 140. That was like the MSRP that was recommended. The next week they were 180. And now they're like hitting 230. And I sold that at 140, and my cost was even less than that because of distro. And it's just, this market is just rising. It's a rival. There's a lot of cool things and new things coming out right now. So right now is a great time to get into the hobby, and this being even a business or a collecting side. Either way you put it, it's a great way to get into it. Like collecting your favorite player, collecting something that's new that you believe in, like this VeeFriends product, or maybe something else that's coming out. It's a good time to get in now because this hobby's just been booming.
Yeah. All right.
Do you feel like there's a certain sport that like the memorabilia is more lucrative than others?
Everything moves. I mean, hockey is honestly the lowest, but like soccer is like going insane. The World Cup's coming to USA. You have basketball with like transitioning now. Panini was the original owner. Now it's transferring to Topps, and you see Topps creating events like Fan Fest in Manhattan, the Javits Center. It's like Comic-Con for sports. You just walk around there, you see French Montana. I was sitting next to Karl Anthony Towns and all this crazy stories that people have just being regular people that just attended the show, feeling like you're one of like hanging out one-on-one directly with these players and athletes. And their thing is super alive. Like this business, this hobby, whatever you want to look at it, the life is there. And I do feel like every sport is booming. Besides hockey, everything is really going, but hockey is like something that I love. And even that is having a market tick up.
And who's your team? Who's your hockey teams?
Rangers got to represent.
There we go. I thought so. I thought I recognized those colors. You guys, I don't know if you're Jayden. You're young, but you don't remember this 1994 Cup. But I don't know if you've watched highlights. I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah, but just dude, I remember going to the hockey parade. I made my own Stanley Cup out of aluminum foil and like friggin' like paper towel rack. I don't know what I did. I was a kid, but I was like, I'm going. I don't care. I'm making my own cup. That was it. It was obviously
STA, all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you guys, Chris and Jay, you remember the '94 at all with the.
That was my first ticket tape parade. I was 7 years old. That was my first experience.
Look at this. All right.
You live the life, this guy. Yeah. I was in the womb still, but I felt it.
Me too. I wasn't even born. I'm 03 baby.
That's all. No, it's great. I remember that. It was just it was a crazy time because it's like, as New Yorkers, any chance that we could get to get nuts, it's just like, all right, perfect. This is it. This is all we need here. Italy winning the World Cup. I remember some of the neighborhoods going crazy for that. And I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't even the U.S. that won.
But Avenue was insanity. There was even when they won the Euro Cup, it was insanity. Every old Italian person that was from the neighborhood popped back out. 18th Avenue looked like it was 18th Avenue. I just went to the feast recently, and
nice.
18th Avenue no more.
Even when there's hope, man, you got to go to Salty Dog right there, right down the block from me.
What's up, bro? This is my man right here.
Salty Dog. Whenever there's hope, Without a win, it still feels like a win, right?
Goldie Dog's the GOAT, man. I spent a lot of time. Probably
Well,
shouldn't.
guys, I appreciate it tonight. We really talked on New York. We talked our fandom. We talked about collecting. Just to appreciate you guys coming on, making this such a fun episode. That's it. We're all going over to Jayden's shop over there. We're gonna learn a little bit about the sports, about what to collect, and we'll grab a couple cannolis on the way. We'll grab cappuccino or something.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Cut me a deal, brother.
What are we doing here? All right.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
And it's
guys.
great. Bye.
What do you collect? Show me your collection. You're my one of one. You're my kind of obsession. My big break, my case hit. Open up and show me what's hidden within. What do you collect? Oh, what do you collect? Flipping through your comics. Hand-drawn heroes in hand, Pokemon, magic, VeeFriends from across the land. Traded gem slabs, she's my number 10. Tell me all your stories, I'll start you up again. Secrets in your binder, treasures in your room. Every little sticker, every little cartoon. What do you collect? Show me your collection. You're my one of one, you're my kind of obsession. My big break, my case hit. Open up and show me what's hidden within. What do you collect? Oh, what do you collect?